Hi. So I had a friend of mine ask if I would make a 30-minute yoga class for a bit of a workout, bit of spine health, and a bit of mobility, which are all of my favorite things altogether. So figured here we go. This is my best shot. I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks. All right. Let's get started. Just gonna start seated for a moment just to set an intention or draw ourselves to this moment, right? Because that's the most important part, is to be present. So just close your eyes for a couple of breaths, letting that breath begin to deepen. The face softens. And just show up on your mat, right? This is a time for you. There might be other places you should be, but this is where you are, so enjoy it while you have it. Take another breath. One more big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Big breath in and out. We're just gonna come around onto all fours. So find the hands right underneath the shoulders, the knees right underneath the hips, tops of the feet pressed down actively. And as you're here with this nice long spine, right, the back of the neck is reaching. That low belly is pulling in just to protect yourself, which is what we wanna do the whole time to protect the spine. So take a breath in. And then exhale, we're gonna push into the ground. Start to round the spine, letting the crown of the head reach towards the ground. Shoulder blades roll away from one another, and then inhale, the belly sinks. The crown of the head lifts. Exhale, round and dome the spine, pushing evenly into all parts of the hands and the knees. One more, inhale to sink the belly. And then exhale, we'll come to a nice long neutral spine. So again, we want to keep that low belly pulling in to protect the low back as we begin to work the core. Right, so we're going to tuck the toes underneath first, take a breath in, and then exhale, sink the heels or the hips back towards the heels. Head comes in between the biceps, push actively into the hands, stretching the bottoms of the feet. Take a breath in. And then exhale, come back up to all fours and elevate the knees an inch or an inch and a half off the ground. We're gonna stay here for 2 more breaths. Right, let those breaths be big and full. Back of the head keeps reaching up towards the ceiling. So active in every single part of the body. Push down into the fingers. We're gonna take the left leg and reach it straight out behind you. Heel presses towards the back of the room, breath in. Exhale, left knee to that left elbow. You can drop the right knee down or keep it elevated. Inhale to reach. Exhale to the left. One more, inhale to reach. Exhale to the left. Inhale to reach. Then we're gonna drop that right knee down if it's lifted. Take the left leg all the way across past the right leg. Drop the toes to the ground and gaze over that right shoulder. Stretch through the ribs on the left side. Take a breath in. Exhale back to center. So again, elevate the knees, take a breath in. And then exhale, reach that right leg back behind you, right? So it's so engaged. Take a breath in. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale to reach. Exhale to draw it in. One more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach it out. Keep it engaged as you drop the left knee down. Right leg comes across past the left. And then gaze goes over the shoulder, opening up the ribs on that right side. Inhale, we'll come back to center. Drop the knee down. Sink the hips back towards the heels. And then we're going to begin to elevate the hips up, finding your downward facing dog. So just in this first one of the practice, create a little extra space for the shoulders and the chest. So separate the hands, make them a little bit wider. Feet are hips distance. And the heels don't have to be on the ground, and the legs don't have to be straight. We just want the spine long. Push down into the mounds of beneath the thumbs. And then once you feel like the spine is nice, long, long line, then maybe the legs start to straighten, maybe they don't. Maybe they just stay bent. Take a breath. We're gonna walk the hands back to meet the feet. Finding forward fold. Those feet, right, are hips distance apart. Grab opposite elbows, take a little sway side to side. We'll release the fingers to the ground, roll the spine all the way up to stand. The arms reach wide and up towards the ceiling, and then soft knees fold forward. Inhale to your flat back, those shoulder blades come together. Fingers can be on the legs. And then we're gonna walk the hands to the top of the mat, high plank position. Right, so hands are underneath the shoulders. We're just gonna rock a little forward and back, pull the low belly in, right? We wanna do this. You want to do this, right? See if you can keep that nice straight line and keep that low back supported. Inhale, draw the heart forward. We're going to rock the weight, right? So it's over those fingertips and on the tippy toes. Bend the elbows into the ribs 90 degrees. Keep the belly pulling in. Inhale, lift up, push strong to the tops of the feet. Those thighs are elevated, up dog. Exhale, pull the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Again, soft knees. This is rest. Even though it might not feel like rest, right? See where you can find a little softness. Quiet the breath. Slow the heart rate. We're gonna walk those hands back to meet the feet again. Rocking the weight into the heels, begin to roll the spine all the way up to stand. Those arms reach wide and up towards the ceiling. Maybe the gaze goes up as you squeeze the glutes for a tiny back bend. Exhale, soft knees, forward fold. Inhale to your flat back once more, and then walk those hands out to the top of the mat. You can drop the knees down if this is easier for you to keep nice stability through the core and the low back, or you can keep the knees elevated, right? It's just the integrity of the spine and the stomach that we'd like to maintain. Bend those elbows 90 degrees. Push back up to that high plank. We're gonna roll over to the left side for side plank. So feet are still about hips distance apart. Right shoulder is stacking the best that it can over the left. Nice straight line from the crown of the head to the toes. Breath in. Exhale back to that high plank. We're gonna walk those hands back to meet the feet. Roll the spine all the way up to stand. Arms reach wide and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, walk the hands out to the top of the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend the elbows, squeeze them to the ribs. Keep the belly pulling in. High plank. And then we roll onto that right side. So take 3 breaths here. Gaze can go up. Keep everything pulling in and engaged. One more inhale. Exhale, high plank. We're gonna walk those hands back to meet the feet. So find your forward fold here. Feet are hips distance. We're gonna bend the knees deeply so that we can take the belly onto the thighs. Grab your yogi toes. So those peace fingers wrap around the big toes. Inhale, the back becomes flat. And then exhale, the crown of the head comes towards the ground, elbows wide. Legs begin to straighten. So the breath moves you in these folds, in all the postures, right? The inhale, you might come out. The exhale, you might get a little deeper. Always being kind and gentle with ourselves, just as we would with anyone else. Releasing the grip of the toes. Inhale, come up to your flat back, shoulder blades kiss. And then we'll walk the hands back out to the top of the mat, high plank. We're gonna take that right heel and elevate it off the ground just like we did before. Right knee is gonna come to that right elbow. Inhale, reach it back, staying in high plank. Right knee comes over to the left elbow, and then extend the leg and drop it to the ground. Spinning onto the sole of the left foot. That left arm is gonna reach up and find the hips lifting here. So this fall in triangle, take a breath in, exhale, those hips sink down, and then lift. They sink down, and then lift. One more, sink, and lift. We're gonna spin back up under the ball of the left foot, left hand plants, right leg comes all the way up and back, three-legged dog, and then exhale, we'll step it forward in between the hands. Runner's lunge. So keep that back leg engaged, that left hip draws forward, elevate the fingers, breath in. Exhale, reach the arms back for airplane arms. Inhale to come down, forward and up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. We'll take another inhale, and then we'll take a twist over to the right. Re-engage the back leg and re-bend into the front. Twist a little deeper. Palms press, and the heart reaches for the hands. We're gonna take the gaze down towards that right big toe. We're gonna bend the back knee so it just touches, and then straighten. Bend and straighten. One more, bend and straighten. This time we'll just give a little bend, and then pop yourself up, feet together. Maintain the twist. Squeeze the knees, sink the hips, re-engage. Breathe a little deeper. Twist a little deeper. One more. Inhale, reach all the way up towards the ceiling. Big stretch again. Squeeze the glutes as you reach up and back, and then soft knees, fold forward. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, we'll drop the hands down, step or hop back, and move through your vinyasa, high plank to low. Squeeze the elbows to the ribs. Inhale, lift up, strong through the legs. Right, pull in on the belly as you lift those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath. And another. Lengthen through the spine. Quiet the breath. Quiet the chatter. We're gonna ride the breath forward to high plank. We're gonna lift that left heel, take a breath in. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, reach it back. Left knee to that right elbow, twist, and then extend the leg and drop it to the ground. That right arm reaches up towards the ceiling, right, and the sole of that right foot reaches to the ground. Take a breath in. Exhale, the hips sink. And lift. Sink. And lift. One more, sink. And lift. Right hand comes down, spin up under the ball of the right foot. That left leg comes all the way to three-legged dog. Big breath in. And then exhale, step it forward in between the hands. So finding that runner's lunge, that right hip draws forward, the glute engages, those fingers lift, and then reach those arms back, airplane arms. Shoulder blades come together. Inhale, keeping the torso right where it is, arms by the ears, and then exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach a little further, and then take your twist to the left. Take that gaze down towards the left toe, and then we'll bend the right knee so it just touches, and then straighten. Bend and straighten. One more, bend and straighten. This time that little bend, give yourself a little push, feet together, toes, knees squeeze, hips sink down, and then reestablish the twist. Breathe deeply. Inhale, we'll come all the way to stand, arms reach up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, hands to heart center. So we're gonna find a little work for the legs. We're gonna first stack the hips on top of the shoulder. Oh, wow, that would be handstand. Okay, or an inversion of some other kind. Shoulders over the hips. And then that left hip is right over that left ankle. The toes spread wide, and we're gonna begin to lift the right knee up. We're gonna keep that knee bent as we reach it back towards warrior three, but we're gonna keep the leg bent. Okay, so that heel is reaching up towards the ceiling. And then we're gonna give it 3 little pulses. Lift, 2, 3. Then we stand back up. We'll take the knee and lift 3 times. Lift, lift, lift. Back to that warrior three with the bent leg, right? So squeeze the palms, lift, squeeze the glutes, lift, lift. Coming back up. 3 little lifts, lift, lift. Higher every time. And again, warrior three, lift, heel towards the sky. This time we're gonna straighten the leg as it comes down, bring it out in front, full extension of the leg, lift the toes, 3, last one, there we go, and pendulum it back, warrior three, full expression of your warrior three. This time we're gonna stay. We're gonna take a little bend at that left knee and then straighten, right? Always optional, a little bend and straighten. Last one, bend and straighten. We're gonna step that back foot to the ground, spin the foot down, so warrior two, feet and arms and torso. Take the gaze over the left fingers, and then we'll straighten the front leg. We're gonna reach forward as far as we can. Drop those left fingers down, the right fingers reach up. So we're trying to stay as flat as we can. The shoulders are stacking, the hips are trying to be in line. Breathe. And then we're gonna bend into that left knee. Extended side angle, breath in. Exhale, both hands to the ground, to the inside of the left foot. Just finding that little rock forward and back. And then we'll drop the back knee down, untuck the toe. We're gonna take the left hand to the top of the left knee and peel the knee out to the side. So rolling onto the outside edge of the left foot. Those hips sink, the heart opens, the gaze goes up. Inhale, we'll come back to center. Both hands plant down, tuck the back toe, lift the knee, step it back to high plank, lower down. Inhale, lift the heart to that up dog, or maybe it's baby cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. We're gonna take the gaze forward to the top of the mat, high on the toes. Exhale, step or hop up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way to stand, arms reach wide and up. And then hands come down to heart center. Again, stacking. Right, so finding the weight shifting into the right foot as it finds that little wobble, that little balance, and that left knee lifts. Exhale, we're gonna reach it back as you hinge the torso forward, right? Be gentle with your hip. 5 little lifts, or 3, 2, 1. Knee comes forward. Embrace the wobble. 1, 2, 3. Reach it back. Nice and slow. Lift it forward. Reach it back. Keep that knee bent. Lift, lift, lift. And then this time the leg straightens. Bring it out in front. Lift, lift, lift the toes. And then nice straight leg as you come to full warrior three. Maybe those arms become airplane arms, and that little bend of the right leg. Lower, lower, lower. Warrior two. So sink into the legs, right? Draw that right knee out a little deeper. The thighs peel away from one another. Sink in, breath in. And then exhale, straighten that front leg. Inhale, reach forward. And then drop those right fingers down. Left fingers reach up against stacking. And just finding, right, that openness. It might not stack for you, but we just want to find, like, we're pushing that left hand back behind you. The heart is opening. One more, inhale. Exhale, bend into the right knee. Take a breath in. And then both hands down to the inside of that right foot. Again, that little rock forward and back. This would be a place that you could play with lizard if you wanted to too. Right, but for time. We'll drop the back knee, untuck the toe. Right hand comes to the top of the right knee and keep the belly gently pulling in as you roll onto the outside edge of that right foot. Hips sink, heart goes up. We're going to draw the leg back to center. Both hands plant on the inside of the right foot. Back toe tucks and lifts the knee. We're going to step that left foot to the outside of the left hand to come to yogi squat. So the toes point out, the feet are wider than you think they should be. Elbows to the insides of the knee, and that spine just gets really long. And just see if you can breathe a little deeper. Again, here would be nice playtime if you wanted to find your crow, maybe move through a vinyasa. But we're gonna sink onto our bums ever so gracefully. So arms out in front, palms towards one another, sink to the ground, lift the legs, boat pose. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. We're gonna take hands together at heart center. We're gonna extend that right leg and reach it towards the ground, twist to the left. Inhale to center, both knees up. Left leg extends, twist the right. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more round. Inhale to center, arms reach out, lift, maybe you extend the legs, right? Keep the heart lifting, breath in, knees to the chest, lie down on your back. So we're gonna take those arms long by your sides. Just gonna find a back bend here with a little bit of movement. So let's find a bridge, but we're gonna wiggle the feet a little closer together than normal. So they're just on the inside of the outside of the hips. In line with the sit bones, basically. So take a breath in, and then as you exhale, pull the belly to the spine and begin to roll first the hips, and then everything else starts to peel up off of the ground. We'll roll the shoulders underneath, but keep the arms planted down beside you, with those hands spread wide for stability. We're gonna first push into that left heel, lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, the leg lowers just so that the thighs are parallel, the toe points to the horizon. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Then we'll take the toes across the horizon to the right and back to center. So you're tracing a big L with those right toes. Lift, down, over, over, lift. One more, down, over, over, lift. And then 5 little pulses, reach the toes towards the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That right foot reaches down, the hips lift up even higher, and then that left leg is gonna lift towards the ceiling. Take a breath in. Exhale, take the toes towards that horizon line. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, and then across the horizon, and back, and up, to the horizon, and over. One more. Up, down, over, over, up. Reaching those toes towards the sky, 5 little lifts, 5. Pushing that right heel, 4, 3, 2, 1. That left heel comes down, lift the hips, and then lower all the way down to your back. We're gonna take the knees and knock them together. Those feet come out as wide as the mat. One hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Here I offer you any supine twist that would feel really yummy for you. So maybe that means keeping the feet wide and just letting those knees rock over to the right, arms out to a T. Or maybe that bottom leg extends and that knee comes all the way across for a deep, deep twist. Right, take this time at the end of the practice, this unwinding, to let the breath soften and to listen to your body. Let it tell you what it is that you need right now. Let yourself be a little bit vulnerable here, right? We're belly up to the sky, unwinding the spine, and we just exerted some effort and made some space in our minds and our bodies. So just be gentle and careful with yourself. Letting that twist naturally move its way to the other side as you're ready. And then finding several more breaths there, you'll eventually make your way to Shavasana. Those heels reaching towards the edges of the mat. Arms wide by your side and just letting yourself take up space. Allow yourself to just be and to be ready. Namaste.